Let's go outside, the snow is falling down and every child is having so much fun. The snowman is twice the size as me, with a smile as quirky as mine. We're holding hands to keep each other warm while we stand and watch a choir performing all the Christmas songs that we love. Yeah, all the Christmas songs that we love. And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire. 'Cause all I want is to spend this day with you. Let me give you a Christmas, a moment we'll fill with love and joy. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. I don't need any presents, as long as I spend this day with you. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. Ooh. We're making plans of what we're gonna do. I feel so blessed that I can be with you. 'Cause God knows that I've been longing for you. I just wanna hold you close. You know the stars are shining just for you. Let's take a walk and we can follow the moonlight till we reach a place we can stay. Maybe kiss a bit and dream away. And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire. 'Cause all I want is to spend this day with you. Let me give you a Christmas, a moment we'll fill with love and joy. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. I don't need any presents, as long as I spend this day with you. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. Ooh. And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire. 'Cause all I want is to spend this day with you. Let me give you a Christmas, a moment we'll fill with love and joy. Love and so beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. I don't need any presents, as long as I spend this day with you. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you.
Ripon Rabbit Hole is a community-driven radio. At times the community comments may reveal prejudices and other beliefs that we or our sponsors do not condone. Views or opinions expressed by the community, callers, or guests are those of the individual speaking and do not represent the views or opinions of this site. Ripon Common Sense content is intended for mature audiences only. Enjoy.
The captain has turned on the seatbelt sign.
Let's do it. Good evening and welcome to another episode of the Ripon Rabbit Hole Live Show, a special Christmas Day broadcast. Give yourselves a round of applause for being smart enough to be here. Tonight we dive deep down the rabbit hole of packing Christmas away. That's right, the gifts have been opened. The feast has been had. And now there is nothing to do but sit back and relax. Now that the holiday is over and it's time to pack up Christmas, the gifts have been opened. The feast has been had. The joy of Christmas is now tightly packed away in a box to go back into the closet to return again this time next year. you can add Christmas 2021 to your list of memories. Buckle up your seatbelts, folks, as we explore Christmas. Saturday, December 25th, 2021. Oh my goodness, can you believe it? My, oh my, how time does fly. Before you know it, it's going to be 2022. We'll look back at Christmas as a distant memory. We're going to help you pack away Christmas tonight as we explore all the joys that this magical holiday brings to us so that we can preserve them, yet bring them back again next year. And the rabbit hole goes deep on this one, and we'll get through it together. But first, my top hat's off to you, Earl Taylor, for being the first in the chat room this evening, saying Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Earl. Merry Christmas to all of you. Great to see you here on a Christmas Day guideline strike. Great to be with you. Lobo, Ohio. My goodness, my oh my, how time does fly. Jerry Hicks, the Dark Wolf's Den Show. Merry Christmas, Raider Champion. Terry Taggart in the house, along with National Memorial Gardens, saying AJ and Jerry sending positive thoughts from across the sea. Same goes to you, NMG. Great to see you here as well. Flippin' Rob in the house tonight. Hoorah all, and Merry Christmas to you, Flippin' Rob. My goodness, can you believe it? We pack it up and it goes so fast. JoJo's another Christmas spent together with you. Unbelievable to think about how fast this time goes. Earl Taylor, great to see you. Brazil Battle Dragon. That's a new one. I don't know Brazil Battle Dragon, but Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas, Brazil Battle Dragon. And Sandy B, of course, Merry Christmas to you. CC Socks, Merry Christmas. May God bless us all. I agree with that. And Earth Daughter, wonderful to see you. Another Christmas together with you, with Raider Champion, with Jerry Hicks. I think this is our second. Yeah, no, this is our third Christmas together. And, of course, this morning, I got a wonderful message from Moneybags, a Merry Christmas from Moneybags, who's still out there. Lobo, Ohio, I think this is our second Christmas together. Terry Taggart, this may even be very close. I think you came on board around the New Year's Eve show, which is only a week away. But I can tell you this much. To my liberal listeners, please accept, with no obligation, implied or explicit, my best wishes for an environmentally conscious, socially responsible, low-stress, gender-neutral celebration of the winter solstice holiday, practiced within most enjoyable traditions of the religious persuasion of your choice or secular practices, with respect for the religious, secular persuasion and or traditions of others and their choice not to practice religious or secular traditions. I personally, fulfillingly, and medically uncomplicated recognition of onset of the generally accepted calendar year of 2022, but not without due respect for the calendars of other cultures whose contributions to society have helped make America great. Not to imply that America is necessarily greater than any other country. Also, this wish is made without regard to the race, creed, color, age, physical ability, religious faith, or sexual prevalence of the wishee. And to all of my conservative listeners, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, right? It doesn't get any simpler than that. It really doesn't. What a wonderful way to put a message into the context of 2021. Oh, my goodness. But the gifts have been open. Santa has arrived. We tracked him all night last night. The gifts have been delivered. The feasts have been had, and now, tonight, it's time for a very relaxing Christmas. And that's how we pack it away. That's how we put it away for the year. Because before you know it, the year is going to be over, right? It goes that fast. People around the world celebrate Christmas in different various ways. Of course, we know that St. Nicholas comes in the early part of December. And jolly old St. Nick comes down the chimney on December 25th in America and for most places around the world. Christmas on December 25th. Christmas morning is that time when you get to gather around the Christmas tree and share the gifts that you've given to your friends or your family. And of course, open up those very special gifts that came from Santa Claus himself while you were asleep in the middle of the night. My goodness, we tracked him all day yesterday, and he was moving. He was cruising. But believe it or not, he mission accomplished Christmas. Everywhere around the world this morning, boys and girls opened up their eyes, raced to their stockings or their Christmas tree to see just what Santa had delivered for them. Joy is what really we need to focus on in Christmas. That warm, cozy feeling when you sit by the fire and you look at the lights of the tree. And of course, the times that we spend with those who have gathered near to us and who are dear to us. Our friends, our families' friends. These are all important times of the season. It's the season that we look forward to most throughout the year, if you're like me. And Nikki, we look forward to the times that we can settle down and just relax through Christmas. And that warm, fuzzy feeling of Christmas doesn't have to just go away when the end is near tonight. It can stay. The magic of Christmas can stay throughout the year. In fact, it really should. But unfortunately, we're excited to see it come. We're sad to see it go. But December 25th isn't just reserved for Christmas.
You've probably noticed that in recent years, worshipping Newton on Christmas has become somewhat of a fad on social media. People are wishing each other a happy Newtonmas rather than Christmas because December 25th is also Newton's birthday. But did you know that this fad is more than a century old? In 1891, the Japan Daily Mail reported that a society of Newton worshippers had sprung up at the University of Tokyo. It was founded, no surprise, by mathematicians and physicists. It was basically a social club for nerds, with Newton's picture presiding over meetings. The members were expected to give speeches and make technical jokes that only other members would get. So, kind of like physics conferences, basically. The Japan Daily Mail also detailed what the nerds considered funny. For example, on Christmas, Newtonmas, they'd have a lottery in which everyone drew a paper with a scientist's name and then got a matching gift. So if you drew Newton, you'd get an apple. If you drew Franklin, a kite. Archimedes got you a naked doll. And Count Laplace would get you a puff of tobacco into your face. That was supposed to represent the nebular hypothesis. What's that? That's the idea that solar systems form from gas clouds, and yes, that was first proposed by Immanuel Kant. No, it doesn't rhyme to percent, sorry. Newton worship may not have caught on, but nebular hypotheses certainly have.
Now, I don't know what a nebula hypothesis is or not, and I can guarantee you I don't worship Newton on December 25th. To me, it's Christmas. But it's an important thing to realize that this is a very important day for other reasons, not just for Christmas. Not only is it Newton's birthday, but it also happens to be Ripon Rob's mother's birthday. Happy birthday, Rob's mom, on December 25th. Amazing. So Christmas, for other people that do celebrate this day as a birthday, look at Christmas probably a little bit different than you and I. What are you going to do for a birthday and a Christmas combined? But like great minds have been born on December 25th. There isn't any question
By the way,
about that.
did you know that Xmas isn't an atheist term for Christmas? The word Christ in Greek is Christos, written like this. That first letter is called chi, and in the Roman alphabet it becomes an X. It's been used as an abbreviation for Christ since at least the 15th century. However, in the 20th century, the abbreviation has become somewhat controversial among Christians because the X is now more commonly associated with a big unknown. So, yeah, use at your own risk. Or maybe stick with Happy Newtonmas after all? Well, that is controversial too, because it's not at all clear that Newton's birthday is actually December 25th. Isaac Newton was born on December 25th, 1642 in England, but at that time the English still used the Julian calendar. That is already confusing because the new Gregorian calendar was introduced by Pope Gregory in 1584, well before Newton's birth. It replaced the older Julian calendar that didn't properly match the month to the orbit of Earth around the Sun. Yet, when Pope Gregory introduced the new calendar, the British were mostly Anglicans, and they weren't going to have some pope tell them what to do. So for over 100 years, people in Great Britain celebrated Christmas 10 or 11 days later than most of Europe. Newton was born during that time. Great Britain eventually caved in and adopted the Gregorian calendar in 1751. They passed a law that overnight moved all dates forward by 11 days. So now Newton would have celebrated his birthday on January 4th, except that by that time he was dead. However, it gets more difficult because these two calendars continue running apart. So if you'd run forward the old Julian calendar until today, then December 25th, according to the old calendar, would now actually be January 7th. So yeah, I think sorting this out will greatly enrich your conversation over Christmas lunch. By the way, Greece didn't adopt the Gregorian calendar until 1923. Except for the monastic republic of Mount Athos, of course, which still uses the Julian calendar. Regardless of exactly which day you think Newton was born, there's no doubt he changed the course of science and with that, the course of the world. But Newton was also very religious. He spent a lot of time studying the Bible, looking for numerological patterns. On one occasion he argued, I hope you're sitting, that the Pope is the Antichrist, based in part on the appearance of the number 666 in scripture. Yeah, the Brits really didn't like the Catholics, did they? Newton also, at the age of 19 or 20, had a notebook in which he kept a list of sins he had committed, such as eating an apple at the church, making pies on Sunday night, robbing my mother's box of plums and sugar, and using Wilford's towel to spare my own. Bad boy. Maybe more interesting is that Newton recorded his secret confessions in a cryptic code that was only deciphered in 1964.
Now leave it to Newton to describe his sins in a secret code. Now, since the breaking of that code, it's interesting to note that there are 4 words that are encrypted that have never been broken. So perhaps between now and the new year, if you want to go look and try to decipher exactly what those Newton magic words are, you might uncover the actual meaning of the universe. Who knows what's buried in that encryption? But isn't that kind of curious? It definitely makes you want to think, how exactly can we crack that code?
Newton may now be most famous for inventing calculus and for Newton's laws and Newtonian gravity, all of which sound like he was a pen on paper person. But he did some wild self-experiments that you can put to good use for your Christmas conversations. Merry Christmas! Did you know that Newton once poked a needle into his eye? I think this will go really well. Not a joke. In 1666, when he was 23, Newton, according to his own records, poked his eye with a bodkin, which is more or less a blunt stitching needle. In his own words, "I took a bodkin and put it between my eye and the bone as near to the backside of my eye as I could, and pressing my eye with the end of it, there appeared several white, dark and coloured circles." If this was not crazy enough, in the same year he also stared at the sun, taking great care to first spend some time in a dark room so his pupils would be wide open when he stepped outside. Here's how he described this in a letter to John Locke 30 years later. "In a few hours' time I had brought my eyes to such a pass that I could look upon no bright object with either eye, but I saw the sun before me, so that I could neither write nor read. I began in 3 or 4 days to have some use of my eyes again, and by forbearing a few days longer to look upon bright objects, recovered them pretty well."
Now,
Don't
that's
do
a
this
little
at home.
sadistic, if you ask me. I don't know what Newton was thinking, sticking things in his eyeballs to be able to do this. Apparently, he didn't realize at that point in his time that fluid that's in your eyeball is what allows us to see. And if you damage that fluid, I was told in 8th grade science class by Mr. Gretzky that if you lose the fluid in your eyeballs, you don't ever get it back. That's it. You're done. You're blind. But Newton didn't care. No, he stuck those things right in his eyes to try some sort of a weird sadistic experiment, perhaps.
Since we're already talking about needles, did you know that pine needles are edible? Yes, they are edible, and some people say they taste like vanilla, so you can make ice cream with them. Indeed, they are a good source of vitamin C and were once used by sailors to treat and prevent scurvy. By some estimates, scurvy killed more than 2 million sailors between the 16th and 18th centuries. On a long trip, it was common to lose about half of the crew, but in extreme cases, it could be worse. On his first trip to India in 1499, Vasco da Gama reportedly lost 116 of 170 men, almost all to scurvy. But in 1536, the crew of the French explorer Jacques Cartier was miraculously healed from scurvy upon arrival in what is now Quebec. The miracle cure was a drink that the Iroquois prepared by boiling winter leaves and the bark from an evergreen tree, which was rich in vitamin C. I've been sneaking around the neighborhood like an idiot trying to find a pine tree, but there are no pine trees where we live, so I only have spruce. But spruce is as edible as pine trees, though it tastes much better if it's fresh in the spring. So if you've run out of emphatic sounds to make in response to Aunt Emma, just take a few bites off the Christmas tree. I'm sure that will lighten things up a bit.
Just make sure it's not an artificial Christmas tree, because that probably doesn't taste as good. But did you know this? Put a 1 in the chat room if you knew that pine needles were actually so beneficial. I just found this out from Nikki Rabbit this week. I never knew that. She said, I'm going to be making some pine needle tea. I said, what? Pine needle tea? I've never heard of this, but the medicinal purpose of pine needle tea to save scurvy takes care of a number of things within our bodies. And once I get the recipe for Nikki's pine needle tea, I'll make sure that she posts it under the recipe section over at Ripon Rabbit Hole so you can try it too, because I do believe that the pine needles have a tremendous amount of benefit, especially when they're made into a home-brewed tea. Now, thankfully, unbeknownst to Nikki Rabbit, my mother actually sent her a beautiful teapot, a glass teapot that is just absolutely gorgeous. And now, because we didn't have a teapot, but now she actually has the ability to make this pine needle tea within this new teapot. So I'm going to keep you up to date and let you know exactly how that worked out for us. And keep an eye on Ripon Rabbit Hole for Nikki Rabbit's pine needle tea recipe.
Speaking of lights, Christmas lights were invented by no other than Thomas Edison. According to the Library of Congress, Edison created the first strand of electric lights in 1880, and he hung them outside his laboratory in New Jersey during Christmas time. 2 years later, his business partner Edward Johnson had the idea to wrap a strand of hand-wired red, white and blue bulbs around a Christmas tree. So maybe take a break with worshipping Newton and spare thought for Edison. But watch out when you put the lights on the tree. According to the United States Consumer Product Safety Commission, in 2018, 17,500 people sought treatment at a hospital for injuries sustained while decorating for the holiday.
Injuries sustained while decorating for the holiday. That's a lot of injuries. So if you can get injured decorating for the holiday, you can probably get equally as injured undecorating for the holiday. So keep that in mind.
And this isn't the only health risk on Christmas. In 2004, researchers in the United States found that people are much more likely to die from heart problems than you expect, both on Christmas and on New Year. A 2018 study from Sweden made a similar finding. The authors of the 2004 study speculate that the reason may be that people delay seeking treatment during the holidays. So if you feel unwell, don't put off seeing a doctor, even if it's Christmas.
It's actually quite remarkable to think of how many people fall ill during the holidays and probably postpone a visit just because it's Christmas. And obviously that shouldn't be the case. If you feel not well and you feel like you need or are in need of some emergency care, by all means, get yourself to the doctor, Christmas or not.
And since we're already handing out the cheerful news, couples are significantly more likely to break up in the weeks before Christmas. This finding comes from a 2008 paper by British researchers who analyzed Facebook status updates. Makes you wonder, do people break up because they can't agree which day Newton was born, or do they just not want to see their in-laws?
It could be a combination of both. In fact, it could be the combination of in-laws combined together with really bad gifts. And this has been a Christmas tradition in our family to have a prank or a gag gift given out to somebody throughout the year. And it gets the humor, it gets the fun going and kind of kicks Christmas off with a funky beat. But sometimes the pranks don't go over as well on Christmas morning.
Do you like it?
No!
What?
This ain't the stuff I like!
What do you mean?
I like it.
We spent a lot of money on this stuff.
What do you got, Landon?
Diapers. Diapers.
You got diapers?
There's pull-ups.
Oh, they're pull-ups.
And why did I get this? I don't like these.
Tissue paper?
No! I like this.
Well, that's not very nice.
Y'all fixed me that and I didn't like it. I like
I
mine.
thought you would like the toilet paper or the tissue paper.
I don't like it.
What do you got, Ava?
I like it.
Toothpaste. What you got, Hannah?
Paper and I need it. So I like it.
Landon, you like your pull-ups?
Well, throw it on the ground if you don't like it.
Is that how you act about your Christmas presents?
We don't like that kind of Christmas present.
I don't care if you don't like that kind of Christmas present or not. It's the thought that counts. I'm super impressed by the older young lady there who really needed the paper, and you could see the joy over the toothpaste. But again, these kids actually get quite bratty and don't realize the humor of the parents' pranks. I love it. I think they're great, but the kids, not so much.
Open yours now. It's hitting the ball.
Hold on.
Yeah.
All right, Devin, ready? Get ready.
Hold
Get
on,
ready.
just wait. Wait.
What?
Devin,
Hold on.
get out of there.
Chase, come on, hurry. Devin.
All right,
Open
go.
yours. Open yours. Hurry.
Look at our girls game. Why did I just get?
Oh, Chase, it's okay.
Every single one of those presents remaining under the tree for that kid in that moment would have been done for. That's it. They're going back to the store. Keep the receipt. Put a 1 in the chat room with me if you agree. That is unacceptable in no matter what the gift.
It's good. I like them. I want to open them up. It's actually wine covers. What of them?
What is it?
What are those?
They're bra. It's a bra. I don't want it.
Well, I thought that's were the ones that you were looking at the last time we were at the store.
I don't want it.
Wow. Well, what would you have rather had?
I thought I was going to actually have shoes, not a bra.
Well, there's 3 bras, not just one.
I don't like them.
I'll wear them.
Oh.
Come on now.
Yes, go ahead and open these. Wow. Guess we struck out on that one.
I want to go to my room.
My river dancing shoes finally came.
Would you rather have Christopher's shoes and you can have your bra?
I'll trade you, Michaela.
Put them on, son. Let's see how they fit.
Wow, put them on, son. Let's see how they fit. Kudos and top hats off to Christopher. Being willing to trade his Riverdance shoes for his sister's new bras. I can tell you, if you've been naughty, these are the types of gifts you're going to get from me. That's for sure. Maybe you can have a little bit more respect. But that's the way it works. Sometimes these kids look a gift horse in the mouth, especially around Christmas time. Keeping in focus, the real reason for the season has nothing to do with the tree or the gifts. And it's unfortunate that these kids respond to their gifts this way. Remember, that's what Mom always said, especially when I got one of those gifts that I didn't really like, and I didn't realize that it wasn't a prank. It really was the gift I was given, and I didn't like it. Mom always said those famous words on Christmas. It's not the gift that matters, AJ. It's the thought. That's right. And then that was usually followed up by, it's better to give than to receive. Wise words on Christmas Day. We've come to the bottom of the first part of the program. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this short message with a lot more Christmas rabbit hole to explore. Stick around. Don't touch that dial. Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you're ready to put it away for the season, because that's what's going to happen. Maybe even starting tonight. That tree is going to start to come down. The lights are going to get unwoven. The ornaments will get put back away in their closet for another year as we see the year come to an end for Christmas. That's right. 2022 is right around the corner. Make no mistake about it. It'll be here before you know it. Before you can shake your head, it'll be 2022. That means December 31st, New Year's Eve, our special predictions show. That's right. Join us New Year's Eve as Jerry Hicks and myself guide you through another year of futuristic predictions for 2022. And we're going to go back into the vault and open up all the predictions that were made in 2020 about 2021. We're going to find out which ones were a ding and which ones were a bomb. I have a feeling my prediction about the bearded ladies may be a ding this year. I'm not exactly certain how I worded it, but I'm going to go back and have all of the predictions we made in the 2020 New Year's Eve celebration, and I'm going to find out which ones are dings and which ones are bongs together with you live New Year's Eve in our New Year's Eve predictions bash as we ring in the new year. Out with the old and in with the new with Jerry Hicks and myself and you. New Year's Eve. Can you believe it? My, oh my, how time does fly. If you haven't done so already, please hop on over to our website, riponrabbithole.com. That's RIPONRABBITHOLE.com. There you can sign up for your exclusive Backstage Pass. It's going to give you unfiltered access down the rabbit hole to where the conversation continues after Christmas and after the show, well in through the new year on to next year. Because believe it or not, we'll be back again next holiday season celebrating Christmas together with you, Ripon Rabbit Hole style. So I invite you on over to our social media network. It's a privatized social media network. It's going to give you unfiltered access down the rabbit hole. It's absolutely free to sign up for. It always will be. We don't share, sell, or give away your email addresses, and we're not going to shadow ban you over on our privatized social media network. Signing up for your VIP Backstage Pass also gives you unfiltered access to the Backstage Lounge, our virtual chat room. We'll return back to tonight's Christmas presentation for Saturday, December 25th. You're listening to the Ripon Common Sense Radio Network, the Ripon Rabbit Hole. Christmas may be coming to an end, but make no mistake about it, it's the reason for the season. Sometimes we have to take a break. Sometimes we have to breathe and just relax. And after all the presents are open, after all the tears are wiped away for the gifts that you didn't get, we have to really understand exactly what Christmas means and what spending that quality time with each other is all about. Our friend Ripon Rabbit Rob, who's been on this show before, is a former U.S. Marine. And I gotta say, he shared a very moving poem with me this week, and I'm going to share it with you because it makes the end of Christmas preserve the memories in your heart and carry that tradition through each day. As we move further into the future, we might not know exactly what is in store for us in the coming days, weeks, months, and even years. And sometimes the memories are the only things that we have to hold on to. So here is a very special Christmas poem. Thanks, Rob.
It was the night before Christmas. He lived all alone in a one-bedroom house made of plaster and stone. I had come down the chimney with presents to give and to see just who in this dwelling did live. I looked all around, a strange sight to see. No tinsel, no presents, not even a tree. No stockings on the mantel, just boots filled with sand. On the wall hung pictures of far distant lands. Medals and badges, awards of every kind. A sobering thought came alive in my mind. This house was different. It was dark, it was dreary. I had found the home of a soldier. I could see that most clearly. The soldier lay sleeping, silent, alone, curled up on the floor in this one-bedroom home. His face was so gentle, the room in such disorder, not at all how I pictured a United States soldier. Was this the hero of whom I'd just read, curled up on a poncho, the floor for a bed? Then I realized the other families that I saw this night owed their lives to soldiers who were willing to fight. In the morning round the world, children would play. Grown-ups would celebrate a bright Christmas day. But they all enjoy freedom each month of the year because of soldiers like the one lying here. I couldn't help but wonder how many lay alone on a cold Christmas Eve in lands far from home. The very thought brought a tear to my eye. I dropped to my knees. I started to cry. The soldier awakened. I heard his rough voice. "Santa, don't cry. This life is my choice. I fight for freedom. I don't ask for more. My life is my God, my country, my core." The soldier rolled over and drifted asleep. But I couldn't control it, and I continued to weep. I kept watch for hours, so silent and still, as both of us shivered from the cold night's chill. I didn't want to leave him on that cold, dark night, this guardian of honor, so willing to fight. Then the soldier rolled over with a voice soft and pure. He whispered, "Carry on, Santa. It's Christmas Day. All secure." One look at my watch, I knew he was right. Merry Christmas, my friend. May God bless you this night.
Very emotional poem. And that's the reason for this season, the emotions. To be able to feel the warm and the fuzzies and think about those memories. And after the gifts were all opened, what we would do was go for that magic car ride and look at those Christmas lights. So tonight, as we end the holiday together, I ask you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the holiday music and lights, the magic of Christmas.
Reindeer's coming out to play. Santa Claus is packing the presents, making sure you've been behaving okay. Merry Christmas, honey. The snowman's dusting off his hat, putting on the show for everybody, to give them a smile that lasts another year. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing, when December ends, when the children are singing, yeah. Merry Christmas, baby. Ooh, yeah. There's room at the table for big and for small. Christmas, baby. The snow is laying 2 feet deep. Now wish upon a falling star, so all your secret dreams can come true. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing, when December is, when the children are singing, yeah. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Ooh, yeah. There's room at the table for big and for small. All the fire is popping, the chestnuts are cracking, yeah. Merry Christmas, baby. There's something that happens when something that happens when December ends, when December ends, yeah, yeah. Oh, it's Merry Christmas, baby. Merry Christmas, baby. It's Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Yeah. It's Merry Christmas, baby.
Ding dong, ding, them bells are playing loud and clear. Dong, ding dong, they're saying it's that time of year. For dreams of snow and stolen kisses neath the mistletoe. For kids from 1 to 96 with eyes and hearts aglow. Ding dong, bells they chime, for now it's Christmas time. Yuletide carol choirs, angels in the snow. Chestnuts, open fires, rides from long ago. Hark the herald, all ye faithful, golden days of yore. Listen to the same old songs 1,000 times and more. Ding dong, bells they chime, for now it's Christmas time. We dream of snow and stolen kisses neath the mistletoe, to celebrate that talk of war 2,000 years ago. Ding dong, bells they chime, for now it's Christmas time. Ding dong, ding, them bells are ringing clear and bright. Dong, ding, doggone bells they ring throughout the night. You spouse of kin and child of sibling, come and gather near. Eat and drink, invade my house like every single year. Ding dong, I've been saying it's Christmas time again.
stars brightly shining. It's the night of the dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh hear the angel voices, oh night divine, the night when Christ was born, oh night divine, oh night divine. Led by the light of faith serenely beaming, with glowing hearts by his cradle we stand. So led by light our stars sweetly gleaming, here come the wise men from Orient land. The King of Kings laid thus lowly manger in all our trials, born to be our friend. Oh, fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine, the night when Christ was born, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born.
The reason for the season, the night Christ was born. I can tell you, that's it. We've unwrapped all we're going to unwrap. It's time now to pack away the tree, close out the Christmas lights, pack the season away for another year until we unpack it next year and we do it all over again. Because Christmas is a part of all of us. I enjoy spending these holidays together with you, making lifetime memories. Perhaps you'll sit back years from now and think about that virtual drive we took together on Christmas 2021. It might seem like a distant memory, but make no mistake about it, it's a lifetime memory. And that's exactly what Christmas is all about. It's about forging lifetime memories. And then, sitting back on a night like tonight, enjoying the warmth and the comfort of your home, and reflecting on all of those good times and bad times that we've had throughout the years. That's what Christmas is all about. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, Christmas gets a little bit better each year. It's like a fine aging wine, and I can only anticipate just how great it's going to be next year. And the year after that, and the year after that, as the years keep rolling on. Christmas is a part of all of us. And just as quickly as it appears, it disappears equally as fast. But that doesn't mean that just because you packed up the tree and the ornaments and you put everything away in the box, that doesn't mean the magic of Christmas isn't going to stay within you throughout the rest of the year. I hope it does. I hope you took a little something away from tonight's broadcast, something that you can apply to each and every day throughout the next year until we come together around the Christmas tree and celebrate this holiday yet once again. Because doing so just makes common sense. Wouldn't you agree? We did it! Ha 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 ha! That's right, we spent another Christmas together and a Saturday night. Give yourselves a round of applause for being smart enough to have been here. If you enjoyed tonight's December 25th Christmas Day special, I know I have, and you haven't done so already, please do us a favor. Make sure to thumb up that video, hit that subscribe button, and ring that bell. You'll get our notifications every time we go live. We're here every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights, bringing you the very best of Common Sense Radio, the Ripon Rabbit Hole. Jerry Hicks and the Dark Wolf's Den will return again next Wednesday night, and believe it or not, we've got New Year's Eve on December 31st. Our prediction show, we're going to open up the vault of all the predictions that were made in 2020 and find out which ones were a ding and which ones were a bong. Then, what we'll do is we'll drop the carrot on New Year's Eve. That's right, if you have not attended our New Year's Eve Ripon Rabbit Hole celebration, you're going to want to tune in just for the dropping of the carrot. It's like the ball in New York City, except it's a carrot. Makes sense, right? If you haven't done so already, please hop on over to our website, riponrabbithole.com. That's RIPONRABBITHOLE.com. That will give you unfiltered access down the rabbit hole to where the conversation continues. Or you can join me back here again tomorrow night, Sunday, December 26th. Starts at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10/9 Central, as all shows do. And I'm going to tell you what to do with your leftovers in this holiday season and how to prepare for returns of the gifts that you didn't want or that you need to return. Leftovers and returns. That's tomorrow night. I hope that you enjoy the last few remaining moments of Christmas. I hope you get yourself a little hot cocoa and snuggle up, or perhaps some tea next to that tree. So, wherever you are, good morning, good evening, or good day, whatever the case may be. Merry Christmas. I'm AJ, the Ripon Rabbit. Till we meet again, take care of yourselves and each other. Good night.
Living in an old house down by the lake. Rumor says the man was hunting for rabbits just for fun. Since the day the rabbits disappeared for a while, then came back and cast a spell over the old man. So he looks like a rabbit too now.
making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new. 'Cause I missed you, so I'm letting go of everything but you. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da. Making our Christmas memories. I've been wrapping presents for you. I've been hanging marbles in the tree. And I've lit my house with Christmas lights. So you should come back home to me. And when we wake up in the morning, I'm gonna play those carols that you love. We'll be singing all the melodies until the sun comes up. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh, la da da da, oh, 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 la da da da. Making our Christmas memories. Yes, these are the good times with you. Don't even care what we do if I spend it with you. Just you and nobody else. It's so good to see you again, to see you again. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire, chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. And I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories.